The on-demand software business model is often referred to as a marketplace. In this video, we'll define what it is, its primary challenge, and a couple ways that that challenge can be overcome. Let's get started.
What's up, guys? My name is George Brooks, and I'm one of the founders here at Crema.
And I'm Eric Hurst. I'm a product strategist here.
Last week, we talked about multi-sided business model. And we've been really unpacking what are the types of businesses that Crema excels at or has had success in helping launch. Those three business types for us are multi-sided, on-demand marketplaces, and SaaS. In this video, we're going to take a look at on-demand marketplaces. So Eric, tell us, what is an on-demand marketplace?
Well, we refer to it as on-demand because what really sets it apart from a traditional marketplace is kind of a sense of immediacy. So if you think of products such as Uber, Airbnb, Postmates, products like that, there's this sense of I order it and I get it almost instantaneously. At its core, the on-demand business model really is a marketplace in that there is a buyer, merchant, and seller relationship. Because you have that buyer and that seller, it's really kind of what leads into its key challenge. And that key challenge is, well, the scientific term is a chicken and egg dilemma, and I don't think that's actually scientific at all or technical. It's cheesy is what it is. It's really cheesy.
It works though.
But what I'm referring to is in a marketplace style business, you have to get both sides, your buyers and your sellers, to accept your business and find value in it. And ideally, you do this in a simultaneous fashion. That's not real easy, and this is the biggest challenge that faces the on-demand marketplace business model.
So there's challenges, but I think those challenges can be overcome. How do we approach it here at Crema?
Yeah, they can definitely be overcome, and there's a couple ways that we've had success with this. And one of them is just going back to, something we talked about in our last video, and that's just starting small. If you have the ability or you can find it in yourself to focus on, say, just one particular geographic area, like a city, or maybe even go hyper-local in like a neighborhood, you've got a much better chance of building both sides of your marketplace at the same time.
So that's huge for us. We talk a lot about that, this idea of really making sure you know what you're going after. So unpack that a little bit for me. What do you mean when you say focus? In the on-demand marketplace, how can we focus?
Well, as I said, you can focus geographically, you can focus by industry, but I think another way that you could focus is, and some people will say this is maybe sacrilegious, but you don't have to necessarily build up both sides of your marketplace simultaneously. You can choose to focus on one side, and generally that ends up being the buyer. We see this, or we have seen this rather, with Craigslist is a great example. They wouldn't go into marketplaces early on until they had a certain, reserve number of people that said they wanted Craigslist in their community. We've worked with one particular company that they actually went the other way around. They focused on their sellers first. And that worked out really well because they needed fewer sellers than they did buyers. And so it was much easier to focus on sellers, and they did it actually regionally. So they combined the two methods. We focused on one specific city and one side of the marketplace, and it worked out very well for them. And now they're moving into another marketplace, and they're looking to move into another international marketplace by the end of the year.
Okay, so let's review. An on-demand marketplace, or on-demand as we like to call it, is just that. It's a marketplace. It requires a buyer, a merchant, and a seller. Tends to be the merchant is going to be the platform or the solution that you're providing.
And the primary challenge in this model is cultivating both the buyer and the seller simultaneously or very close together to achieve profitability. And the ways that we've seen success in the past to achieving profitability and cultivating both either together or simultaneously is by focusing in focusing in on a market or an industry, or focusing in on one side of the marketplace to build up demand for the other side.
Okay, so wrapping up, today we talked about the on-demand marketplace, and in a previous video we talked about multi-sided business model. Go check out our Medium page, and we'll link that up here to learn more about that. We unpack those topics a little bit more. And if you could, please like this video and share it with your friends. By liking it, you're basically telling YouTube and Facebook, hey, push this video up and let other people know that it exists.
In our next video, we'll wrap up this series on software business models by examining the SaaS model, software as a service. It's going to be dope. Bye.
Bye.